For all the grown folks out there and the youth, tell me this, Bill. How hard is it to change once a person is fixed on something? How hard is it to change?
Boy, it's absolutely hard. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy.
Yeah.
But
Ah!
Thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop.
One more
Thought I
time.
told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop.
man.
yeah, once a person's mind is on something, man, it's tough to try to change it. You can reason with them, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Once you get fixed on something, I know for me, like just in my 20s, once I got fixed on something, bro, it was really hard.
No Diddy.
Oh man.
Thought I told you that
But yeah, it was.
We gonna have
Yeah,
to
we
stop
talking-
this call with let's say Puppy.
We were saying, we were talking about the first question, like how hard is it to change once a person is fixed on something? We see this all the time. I know for me, like say in the 20s, man, it's hard to about 20 to 20, almost 30. When you really kind of in your ego bag or whatever, it's really hard. Once you got a philosophy on how you do stuff, it's really hard to change unless you want to do it. But if you don't want to do it, you probably not. That's why I'm real big on just giving people advice. But I can't tell you what move to make. You got to make the right move. I can only give you the information, you know what I'm saying? Because I understand how hard it is to change. It's not easy to do. Whether it's based on perception or what you think people are thinking, or it's just individually, you just don't want to do it.
And what we're motivated by is what we want to do. You know what I mean? We want to be
Right.
rich, so we do the things it takes to get rich. People don't go to school because they want to go to school or want to learn. They want to get a skill or something like that to make money. Why do you want to make money? Sometimes your motivation might be shallow. I want to get more women, so I need to make more money to get what I want and to have the lifestyle. So sometimes that's a byproduct of what you want. But like sometimes people don't want anything for themselves. They want the things in front of them. They don't want a car. They want a girl. They want to go out. They want to eat what they want to eat.
Boy.
But what you want and what you need has got to be a balance of it. You know what I mean? You want to look like a certain way. You want a six pack, but you also want to eat. So what do you want more?
And that's the change, right? You telling me if you change your diet and eat clean as you can do that. But most people are like, I don't want to do that. Well, guess what? You're not gonna get a six pack.
So your want,
they'll argue that point. Yeah.
your want for the six pack got to be more than your want to eat. A lot of times, people want to do nothing or have fun outweighs their want to grow.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. Good point. Cause you think about what was that shot they got, the OPEC or Ozempic, I don't know what they call it.
It's Ozempic.
Ozempic, yeah.
I got my company to go get mine.
But if you don't have a healthy diet, you'll out eat the Ozempic shot. You'll be right back to square root.
And this say is for
I'm not
people
talking about you.
that are. I'm gonna show y'all results. I'm gonna post my results, but it's for people who are really, really obese, and sometimes they have to start with the diet, like on my 600-pound life and things like that.
My God.
Working out and walking is not an option for them. They need something to jumpstart them.
That ain't funny. I didn't turn my camera off. I'm trying not to lie. I didn't turn it down.
But those things, you got to reach people where they are. So there's a motivation to do it, but it doesn't do all the work for you. You know what I mean? It makes it easier. Maybe it makes the first step easy. I mean, it's even with working out itself. Like when you first start working out, you start seeing these drastic results. And then you gotta reach a plateau, and then you get discouraged. So consistency and discipline, there's no shortcut for that. You just got some stuff that you gotta do. You only gonna go so far on a drug. You only gonna go so far on the BBL. You only gonna go so far on a tummy tuck and things like that. but it's good motivation when you see the person you want to see in the mirror. It's more motivating to keep that figure once you kind of get it. Than it is to look at somebody you disgusted by. You say, I'm a flesh slob. You don't care about yourself, because starting from there is very hard. But if you start from something you want and you want to keep
the truth, you can't handle the truth.
Now let's talk about the truth. Like, the person you disgusted with, you got to ask yourself, how did I get to that person? You know what I'm saying?
But how does that stop you from being that person? Well, I guess knowing the problem.
I want the truth.
But here's the thing.
Handle the truth.
How do you maintain not to get back to that person when you get to the person that you want to be? How do you maintain that? You see what I'm saying?
Because
you have to deal with yourself first. You know, it's easy. I think it's easy to work out, but to continue doing it, you have to fix yourself in the midst of it.
Because I'm going to share my experience for me. When I was younger, it seemed like I really just like selling dreams. It wasn't even probably more so about the sex. It was more about the dream selling than it was the sex. So I had to push that. I had to turn it to something else. Instead of doing it with women or girl, I had to turn it to like where I work at corporate space or something like that. How do I advance in the corporate space? And that's why I be telling the young kids, like when I be at school, when I be at work, just, man, you got to find what you focus on. You got to be honest with yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes when you having sex, you may be focused on the next person, you know what I'm saying? Instead of focusing on your bag or whatever. If you focus on the bag, you know what I'm saying, you may not be as focused on the sex because you're trying to get to the bag. It just depends on where you at in life, you know what I'm saying? So, because I would tell them, like, dude, I'm not casting stones at you. They always try to say, he who was without sin cast the first stone. What if I'm telling you, a person that has sinned, to telling you not to go down that path? You know what I'm saying? And that be the offensive part. You know what I'm saying? What
I also learned is the delivery, man. You gotta know how. Like, trust me, it is.
Do I need to show you a video? Do I need to show y'all a video?
No.
Don't make me show y'all a video.
It's the delivery.
Dude, it's this pastor. He said it don't matter how you say it. It don't matter how you say it. You can say it soft. No. You can make it an ice cream sundae. Put a cherry on top. Some people do not like correction. They just don't.
Some, and I agree, some don't.
Yeah.
But I'm speaking from my perspective where.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at kids too that really see, like, look, it's some kids you can holler at that are motivated, and it's some kids that and it's some kids that you just tell them, like, hey man, you ain't gotta do all that. They be like, you know what, you sure right.
I think too, man, a lot of times kids are more drawn to material things than they are just like you guys talking to them.
That's people in general. You know, women with childlike babies are drawn to that. And I agree with you, Peel. Both you guys, people don't like correction because they were doing what they wanted to do, and you're telling them now it's wrong. But the approach is the thing. Showing somebody they can get better results. You don't have to necessarily show them salt. The realization. People learn differently, so people are going to accept certain things differently. You can turn me. A lot of people, like my ex, used something. You give people the truth or what they need to know, but you give it to them in a way they don't like you. And it's hard for people to listen to you when they don't like you. And matter of fact, she thought I was manipulating people because I didn't want them to do the good thing, so I would take the side of the good thing. But since it was coming from me, I knew that wouldn't do it, so I told them the truth.
Oh man, don't that burn you up though? You tell somebody something, but then they hear from somebody else. Man, you know what, Mike? Man, you right, man. So and so told me that. Oh man.
But they don't like you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.